Hi, Sam. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Osas, good evening. I mean, let's have people on board. Oh. I want to watch ball.
It's necessary.
Yeah,
Hello, sir.
yeah, Tolu Lope.
Yes, sir. Sir, good evening, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir, I wanted to ask a particular question.
All right. Go ahead.
Yes, so on one of the when I was doing the assignment so far, there was a point where sorry, sir, I'm coming. Ah, God, where is this thing? Sorry, sir, I'm coming. I'll find it now and bring it back.
Okay. Actually, today is actually meant for that. I'm here to trash every question, every worry, anything that you have in the course of the week today. I okay, we still have 1 minute. We usually give 3 minutes grace for those that will be joining us. So what I'll be doing basically for the next 5 minutes, I'll be running you guys through a real life uh, projects that I did personally. Now you can, if you can see my screen now, you'll be seeing the full projects. This is a school database, and as you can see so many tables under this school database. And
You're not sharing your screen, no. Sorry.
oh, so sorry about that.
Yeah.
Please help me just admit as many as you can. Tolulope, you are a co-host now. Also, Sunday, you are also a co-host. Just admit as many persons that you can. I don't want us to keep anybody waiting. So let's go to the business. Let me share my screen now. Entire screen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I believe we can all see my screen now. Now, this is a project, and this platform is my SQL platform, not Postgres. So what we have here is I created a school management uh, database here, which I named school, and these are all the tables under the school uh, database. And here I have my admin here, my admin table. So basically, this table is just for you to register your school in, and then we can start seeing one or two things. So let me just pick this now, admin, and uh, let's come here now. Let me just enter this and submit. As you can see, I've entered into the front end environment. Every bits of these things that you are seeing here, they are all query from this database here. From this database here, let me quickly show you that now. Again, where is it? Okay, from this database that you have here. Now, if you look critically very well, the index number for this particular school, this Admin International School, if you come here, you can see the name of the school is Admin International School, as you can see here. And as you can see the name here also, Admin International School. If you look at what we have here, the index number is 107 here. And if you come here, you realize we have how many students? 8 students here. So we can come here to admin, to students. Let us check student table. Yeah, this is student table here now. And let me just ensure that we have all the students listed there. So these are all the students here. And if you look at the admin number, they are all 107 here. If you count these students now, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you come to this, my front end here now, how many total number of students are you seeing here? 8 students. 8 students. So all these things are just the normal code you guys, I taught you guys just to count. Just count where this admin index number is 107, which is what we have for this particular school that we have here. 107. So what am I simply saying here? When I was telling you guys yesterday that, or was it yesterday or 2 days ago, that if you register into Facebook and peradventure you already register and you want to send message to someone, do you need to input your name again? No, you don't need. Immediately you send the message, in the message table of Facebook, what you simply be having is that your ID will be coming here. So it is this ID that they will use to retrieve every other information that pertains to you. So you can do a whole lot of beautiful things. You can see here now, this school logo, the information about the school, all these things are called out with SQL query. And I think that shouldn't even be issue for us. For example, for those of you that have been following us now, this is the school information in this admin table here now. You can just call out this school information that, okay, we all need this table where the index number is 107. Immediately you have the school name, you have the address, you have the phone number. That is what I used here, and just to call this out. And the relationship, everything are just fully involved. So I'm just showing you all this for you to have the appetite of what we are talking about. This portal is a very comprehensive one. You can come here and check students. Let's say for primary 1, you can select a particular term. You can see students grade here. For this particular student, you can check the student report card. All these things are all SQL. I may not be showing you through the code or every other thing from the front end majorly, but I want you to understand all this information you are seeing here, they are all just done by SQL. Let me show you how the backend is so dirty. For example, student exam. You can see student exam now. All this exam ID is just the term that we have here. First term, second term, third term is this exam ID. But regardless, what we do is that we use query to call them out. So the major thing that we are doing for now is that we are just basically creating the database management system where the information will be stored. After storing the information, which is what we'll be looking into from next week, which is our last week majorly, is to then know how to call out this query. After calling out all this query one by one, we'll also be looking into how we can be joining this table together. For example, all these informations are not meaningful to us, but let me show you this exam ID that we have here. Is from this table here, exam. Let me show you the information that we have here. This is a table. You can see these 4, 5, 6 that you are seeing here, the real name for them is term 1, term 2, term 3. Because in this table here, you are seeing it in form of number. And you recollect when we were creating all these things, when we started this part, you can see when we get to hospital number here, we are not typing the hospital name. We are just simply using the hospital number here. So when we need to call all this information out, we then know how to use our SQL query to join these tables together and be bringing out meaningful information that we need at every point in time. So like I mentioned also, that is for exam ID. If you look at subject ID here, all these things are not meaningful to us, but they really have each table they are linked up to. And it is from this table that we will be able to get the right information that are peculiar to each of these things. So this is what we'll be looking into from next week. But what we are doing basically is that all these things you created there, all these things you created there, they are not just useless. They are very, very important. They are very, very important. And from next week, we'll be looking into the reality of all this. So it is what is worth knowing and what is worth learning. So me calling people together that I want to train them is not just a joke. You can come here from this portal that I created, you can generate student report card and you can even print it. So actually what we are doing is just one part of this whole process, and it is worth learning. So whatever you are learning, please put your mind. Put your mind. Put your mind. This is a school portal, like I mentioned, and we are already, it's a product in market already that we are selling currently. And I also want to use this point to say, if you are a school owner or you have anybody that owns a school, we are still giving this out as a very, very, very cheap rate. So you can contact me and we discuss about that. Actually, the main goal is to just show you the essence of all what we have been doing. Is not a waste. Look at it here. Everything looks dirty, but see the reality here. So put your mind and it will pay off at the long run. Someone is raising up his hand. Can I hear from the person?
Yeah, hi Sam. Just wanted to ask a question. Uh, Now I can see that SQL was used here. Do, did you also apply HTML and CSS?
Definitely, definitely. You see, all this skeletal work, all this color, all this blah 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 you are seeing here, they are all CSS, CSS, Java, HTML, and the likes. But what I'm more after is all these figures that you are seeing here. They are called out from the database. And even apart from that alone, what I'm even more interested that I also like you to see is what I've showed you earlier on. For example, this exam that I showed you, all these things, they are all from SQL. All this information you are seeing, they are through SQL. This exam, sorry, I intend showing you the result. This report card you see here is strictly from SQL, and everything is from this tattered table. Table. So I would probably, when we are discussing next week, I'll be showing you how I was able to generate this from this. I'll be showing you the raw the raw SQL code. So I don't think this is just any form of any difficult thing, so to say. Most especially this, we can generate this in our SQL and we see it in this form in our SQL, probably Postgres or any other platform that we are using. You will see it in this form for that particular student. So that is what I just want you to know for now. Do you still have anybody that have a question before I proceed? So what we are learning is it's worth it, and I want you to put your mind at it. And I also want you to know that it's a very good foundation for those of you that don't have any coding or programming language knowledge at all. It's a very, very good foundation that you can build on. You can build on. So just put your mind at it, and you will really benefit from it. Now, I am very, very impressed by some of us outcome based on our last two class. I discovered that some of us were able to generate this ELD diagram as it is here. And I was able to tell each and every one of them that if you have been able to do this, automatically you've been able to come up with an hospital database management system, and you can be bored of that any day, anytime. So how to learn? Number one is immediately we finish the class, I realized that someone did it immediately. That is the best way to learn. And secondly, another way to learn is that you have done this. I want to put it up to you. Can you just sit down and think of what you can do again? Think of a school management system, like, okay, how would I relate table together for a school management system? You can do that on your own. Some may even sit down and look at an hotel management system. You can develop something like that. It may not be too big like that. You may just think of something simple, maybe just 4 or 5 tables, join them together, or it could just be like we are looking at one aspect. If you look at my own tables here, they are very, very many. They are just too much. So for a beginner like you to match these tables together may be very, very difficult. This management school management system you have here covers a whole lot aspect of school. Number one, it covers the admin aspect of school. It covers the payment record of a school. It covers student report card, and also covers teachers record, teacher salary, and all that. You know, that's a very, very huge project. And for some of us that are looking at it, I'm also integrating a kind of CBT system whereby students can write CBT and submit, and they will get their report card here. This is what I'm doing with this table, exam attend, exam answered, and all that I have here currently. It's a very, very big project, right, which I've executed. But for you, if you are to just attempt something, I will not encourage you to come with a very big project. You may just look at, okay, school payment system alone. Just cover that alone. It may just be like, okay, exam record or something that is very simple. So when you do this more and more, you do it more and more, you begin to have basic understanding, and you begin to even go for more complex projects as times goes on. So don't just rest. Think. That's how I learn. How I learn is that I always think of problem. I think of problem that, okay, this is a problem, how can I solve it? When I solve that, I think of a similar project, or a project that the same attempts that I used to solve the previous one, I can also use to solve it also. That is how I learn personally. And I want to encourage every one of us to cultivate that habit also. Now, moving forward for today class, we started by creating tables, by just creating tables, and we were able to create this table last week, and there are some issues that came up. For example, we tried to drop this hospital table, and I have received several feedback from some of us. Probably, let's say for instance, this is our hospital, right? Okay, let's continue. This is our hospital, and some of us probably we mistakenly insert this twice, and when we run our hospital stuff, we discover that they are repeating each other, and we discover that okay, it's just a mistake. Can we just delete this table? And at the point of we trying to drop this hospital table, I discovered that we have an issue here, that which is saying that this table is already referenced in another table, which is now making it not possible for us to delete. So can we proceed as to how we can solve this? When you want to drop a table like this, you could just come up and add another function in the front, cascade. Cascade. What this will simply do is that we have a constraint here, which will already indicate here that okay, it should be restricted because of we've already referenced the table here, so it should not be allowed to be deleted or something. So we can actually handle that by adding cascade here. What this cascade will do is that it will not only delete this table, it will also come here and delete this constraint here. So at that point of you dropping this table and recreating it, there won't be any relationship between this table and that table again. So that is what this will do. So if you come here and you run this code, what happens is that you will no longer have hospital table. Can you see? Is now what successful? And look at the notification. Drop cascade constraint, department hospital number. And this is telling us that in department table, this hospital number foreign key has been dropped. There is no longer relationship with that table and this table. So this is just for us to drop a table by force, regardless of the fact that it's linked to any table or not. Someone has something to say. Can I hear from you? Okay, I thought someone raised his hand. All right, let me just continue. All right, let me hear from you. Today's class is revision actually, so I will be giving room for immediate question while I proceed. Is there anybody still raising his hand? Yeah, you can come up. Let me hear from you.
Okay, my own question. The question I have is concerning the appointment table. I had an issue with it. So when I was creating the appointment table, I wrote, it's dependent on two primary keys and two foreign keys, like both the doctor and the patient ID they were having both primary key and foreign key. So when I did that and I run it, it was telling me that I cannot have two primary keys existing.
Now,
So I don't.
he's telling you cannot have two primary key exists. The question I will
Mm-hmm.
ask is that I think you sent me that thing. I was short of power. I would have checked to know where that error really comes from. Now, this is the query I wrote yesterday for that purpose, right? And I were able to create the primary key, and I'm very sure if you follow this step this way, the problem may probably you are creating the primary key like this. You created one like this, and you create another one below it with this same process. It will not work that way. You need to follow this process. You have to create the column, then you now come below to declare the primary key. Do you do it this way?
Yeah, I get what you are saying. I don't know when you did this yesterday, so I think I get what you've cleared my question now with
Okay,
this.
I think that's where the error is coming. I'll be uploading
Yes.
this yesterday's video tonight or latest tomorrow morning. I'll be uploading it. So you can just get this. Or however, I can copy this and send to you. So you can, or probably after this class, I'll just save this query and send to everybody. What I actually wanted to achieve, I've been able to achieve that by seeing some of us doing it without sending this query to them. So I will still copy this query and just send to everybody so you can always check on it and make correction. So I think I've been able to explain what I wanted to explain. Table that is reference to another table can be dropped by just adding cascade in the front. So once we drop the table, we can recreate it. We can recreate the table, which is what we have done here. Once you can then come here and check hospital. Now it is empty. You can now insert all over again, ensuring that what you are inserting now is correct. So check now, you discover that it's correct. Now you can drop this department table. You know it's related to this before. So let's drop it now. And sorry, okay. This is also related to another table here. So let us just use cascade here also. Let's add cascade here also. So what you do now is just highlight this and drop. You have dropped that table. So establish it again with reference. So this table has been linked up, the reference, everything is there again now. We can come here. Let's run the department table. We discover that it's empty currently. Let's insert. Also, we discover that we have it in now again. Let's run. Discover that it's working here. Now for this staff table, we can always add this function up here. This is very, very important actually. If you are sending this query to someone that wants to run it from beginning to the end, it's very, very important to add this drop table so that there will not be interference at the long run. Someone raised his hand. I think Osaz, you can talk now.
All right. So I wanted to ask, right, these primary keys that we formed for some of the tables, right? You know that basically by default it's serialized. Oh, you input the data and it automatically updates
Yeah.
incrementally. So is there a way we can add a prefix to the ID? Say for example, maybe for doctors, maybe DC, maybe hyphen 01. It keeps increasing that way. 0203
Osas,
instead of the
Osas. I think that should be, I think, po, 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 po. I cannot give you a direct answer on that now. I cannot give you that. You know, if you remember yesterday, I think I did something like that using SSIS, Microsoft Integrated Service System. I did something related like that. And that platform is just a platform whereby you can have a database and you can, after having a database, you can create a kind of arbitrary database in that platform whereby you run some sort of code inside and you can do some of all this dirty work. So majorly, this thing you are talking about is more like an ETL process, right? And through all those ETL process, which is basically extraction, transformation, and loading, through all this ETL process, you can make all this manipulation there. whereby you can add preface or something to a column and all that. But I've not attempted it directly with Postgres before, so I won't be able to tell you if that's possible or not for now in Postgres.
All right, all right.
Yeah, but I can say very well that it's very much possible with SSIS, because in that place you can make some kind of manipulation before you load all these things into your database. However, also you can do that here by creating all these things you have here. You can call out all those information and link up, use this concatenate or something to, when you are creating your select function here, you can concatenate a preface to it, and when you call, for example, let me just show you an example of that now. Select from hospital here. We selected all these columns here. You can select all these columns and now say, from here, I think that should work. Let's quote hospital, let's say us, and then we now concatenate that. After doing that, we can then call out the column again, hospital underscore ID, right? Let's say we have this here, and we still have this in here. This should work. Can you see? Osas.
Yeah, I get this one. I get this one, but this column now, it's more like a, you have to keep running this. It doesn't generate automatically on the system.
So what I'm trying to explain here is that this that you have here, right? You can
Mm,
create this thing in form of view, which is what we'll be looking at next week. If you
mm,
come below here, so it will now be like a form of table here, in form of view, right? So once you run this, come to your view, you see this updated automatically. So it's not like you are writing the code over and over again, right? So we will do
okay.
that next week. So we
All
can
right.
just say hospital us code as us code, hospital code. Let's run again. So these are our hospital code. So if we save this as view, it will always be here permanently. So it's not like once you run the code or you input any additional this thing here, you insert, it will always just update here automatically as view. So we'll do that next week. We'll do that next week. I think we should continue now. I'm just trying to give us some other things that I think they are very, very important for us to know in this aspect of our training. Another thing that is very, very important is some of us have a lot of questions after our class yesterday. For example, some people were like, I made mistake. How will I delete? And I intentionally probably did not show us this yesterday that we can enforce to drop a table. Some of us were like, I made mistake. How will I correct my hospital name ought to be this, ought to be that? How will I correct all this? There is also a function called updates. Can we quickly check that now? That we can use. Let's check how that works. So all we just need to do is we have what we call updates. What's our table name? Hospital. updating.
So I cannot see your screen. No,
Is
don't
there
know what is happening.
anyone else that is not seeing it also?
I think it's from her side now, Jim.
I would share and share again just to ensure that everyone can see it. So we have updates. This is the table name. Then we now do set. We want to do set column hospital name. Is the name of the column, right? So don't forget, this is the hospital St. Mary. We now say, sorry, what am I doing here? St. Mary, Control C. Probably we made a mistake. This was the name that is there, but it ought to be Saint. This Saint we have again. Saint James. St. James Hospital. It's not, it ought not to be St. Mary Hospital, right? So how do we now enforce this? We now come here and write a function that where hospital ID, this is our hospital ID. Yeah, right? Let me get it from here. Where hospital ID is equals to what? 1. This is what we want to change. Are you getting it? So we now do it that where is equals to 1. So anywhere this hospital ID is equals to 1, change hospital name column to this. Whatever is there should be changed to this. Let's run this and see what we have. Up. Okay, this is a string. We need to put it like this. And let's run it again. Yeah, it's successful. Don't forget, it was St. Mary before here, right? Let's run the code again now. Can we see now? We now have it as what? St. James Hospital. So this is an update here. And we could also delete. There is also a delete function. Also, we can say delete where from our hospital, where this one is just like we are deleting a whole row. Can I say where? Let me just copy this whole line. Where hospital ID is equals to 2. So if I run this, I will be deleting this from my table automatically. Let's check what we have. Oh. What's causing the error here?
It feels like you're deleting the table itself, maybe from or something. Delete from.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Delete from hospital where this is this. That's where the error is from, actually. So we've run that. Can we run this select again? What we have here, you can see that hospital ID 2 is what is gone. So I've taught you additional to this thing today, how to update a particular column for a particular record. Don't forget, I think I explained what a table is all about for us. I said a table is divided into rows and columns, and I said these columns are called field in our database, in database management. And what did I call this field? I said it's giving you an information about a particular instance, which is probably hospital ID as we have it here, hospital name, or as the case may be. While I said our role is giving you information about a particular subject. So this is a subject. St. James Hospital is a subject, and all this other information are about this hospital here. Everything here is talking about an hospital. So you can delete a full record or a row, so to say, by using delete, and you can make updates on whatever information you have within your table with this update function that we have here. Do we have anybody with question or any concern now? Yeah, the person can talk now. Did anyone raise his hand? Okay, there is nobody. So basically, we've been able to smash the aspect of we creating our table, creating an ERD diagram, and also inserting record into our table. No, like I did mention, right? I said this is not really our concern actually. We could, our main purpose is to create the database management system. But for those of us that have created this, yesterday, I want to put it to us. Let's just create an arbitrary data and input into each of these tables generally. And let's then see what analysis we can do with that. Maybe as an addition to what we'll be looking at next week. So based on what we've learned this week, I want to entertain questions now. Anything that you are not clear with that is bothering you, no matter how simple or anything may be, let me say, no matter how I don't want to use the word I want to use now, how simple or foolish the question may be, just ask. No question is stupid here, no question is foolish here. The reason why you are here is to learn, and the reason why I'm here is to let you understand. So ask any question that you don't know, anyone whatsoever. Probably from this class or from what we have learned so far. Please ask. So we can update ourselves. Okay, and two, you can ask the question.
Okay, my question now is, as I was writing this, the table, creating those tables, what was coming to my mind was, okay, if we want to, like, for the date and the cost aspect for this hospital database, if we want to insert the date, we know we wrote integer there. We wrote, are we going to write it like normal date?
No, no, no,
And
no,
for the
no.
cost,
In your
because
dates, in your date column, if you notice what we did yesterday, the data type for date is not integer. The data type for date is not integer. The data type should be date. I think I did something. Okay, you can see it's date and
yeah,
this.
it was
And
date, date.
for the
It was
cost,
date.
you don't have any issue in database. When you are working with database as we are doing currently, you don't bother yourself, more especially when you are creating the tables where the data will be entering. You don't bother yourself about currency. Maybe it's dollar or anything for now. That should not be your problem. So you can basically use integer. So far, what you are concerned is a kind of data type that will enables you to do your arithmetic operation. So by the time you are calling out the table of all that, you can be adding some formatting that will make it like it should come out in form of naira or in form of dollar, as the case may be. So for your currency, just use integer that we have here. Use integer. The essence of using integer is that it enables you to carry out arithmetic operation. If you use VALCA, you can type the number, it will accept the number, but it will be seeing the number as text, and you will not be able to carry out arithmetic operation on such table or such column. Yeah, I'm still here to entertain more questions. No question is not welcome here. Any kind of question is welcome. Just ask. If at all you don't even understand the question, ask. I would try and help you to understand and show you what exactly you really want to get from the question. So fine. I think I've been able to achieve something tangible so far. We've been able to start using some basic. We started by looking at basic SQL code, and from there we start looking at how to create a database management system, and we were able to use this hospital database management system as an example. And from there, we're able to create tables, and we also try as much as we can to look into different manipulations we can do with our tables, drop tables and all that. We're able to create our columns within our tables, and we also learned how to link up one table to another table, which is what we'll be doing using in our next class, where we'll be looking into joins in SQL. So we've been able to see. So when you are looking at join in SQL now, you are not just seeing it arbitrarily or something that is abstract, so to say. You can see where it is really coming from, that, okay, there is a relationship between the table. It's not just happening. You are not just doing, okay, join this table to table A to table B. There is a link between that table and the other table. That is why you could conveniently use join on them, which is what I've been able to establish for us this week. And away from that also, we've been able to also learn how to create ELD diagram from the table we created, and when we join them together, we're able to create this successfully. And the next thing I want us to do is let's input raw data into all these tables that we've created, and let's see the outcome. And I realized that some of us are very punctual in this class, but I'm not getting feedback from you. It's not doing you good, because I must be sincere with you. After this training, you may reach out to me and I may not have your time immediately, because I dedicate my time for this particular training. That is why when you send me message, I try as much as I can to reply your messages immediately. After this class or the boot camp generally, if you send me message, it's not like I will not answer. I may just have to tell you, please wait till this time of the day before I will reply your message. It's not like I don't want to reply immediately. I will be busy at that time also. So we have the time, we have the privilege for ourselves. If you have any question, please ask. And another thing I want to ask is that, whatever you are learning here, don't keep it to yourself. Let everyone know that you've added something new to your knowledge. That's why I encourage you, post on LinkedIn, post on your WhatsApp. You never can say anyone that needs this knowledge that you have, that probably is through your post, the person will then call you. Please So can you do this? Can you help me with this? Some of you may even be getting a job or something from this, or even a kind of project to do for someone that you feel like, can I even do this? And you contact me, I'll tell you is what you can do and give you just clue as to go about this. For some of you, this alone is enough for you to start helping even foreign students. I do a lot of assistance for foreign students, or maybe all these international students in UK and every other places like that. Most of their assignments and tasks, they are not up to what I've taught you. So that could be another stream of income for you if you really put your mind to this training. So thank you very much. They can start consulting you. It's not like probably you are helping them to do their project or fully or something like that. They will consult you, you guide them, and they'll pay for your consultation fee. So thank you very much. In the absence of any other question, I'll be uploading this video latest tomorrow morning. So, and I'll be posting it on the group. So I encourage you all to take your time to learn more. Latif Balogun, you are new here, right? You can come up, you can speak before we end the call, please. Hello, Latif. I Let me take that as a mistake.
Experiencing network
Yeah, if you're having
issue here. I really
if you're
yes,
having
I'm having network issue here. I really appreciate your class, your training. I was the one that met DM you yesterday that I was not feeling fine. I was feeling malaria with typhoid. I won't be able to attend yesterday class. I don't know, maybe yesterday link is ready
no,
and to today too, so that I will be able to go through it and lay my hands on it.
oh, sorry about that. Um, I will make that available latest tomorrow morning. So I will share with you, and I'll
Okay.
also share this code that I have here, this particular code, I will share with everyone on the group. So while looking at the video, you can also look at the code and pick these pieces and join them together. So thank you, everyone. See you in our last week of our boot camp. Do you have anything to say? Let me just get that before I close.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Please, so today's
Okay.
class, someone like me, my network was off at some point
I will
for
definitely
while
upload the
altering the
video.
table, dropping and please help us upload it, please.
I will upload the video. I will definitely. Osas, the last person to speak, you wanted to say something?
Yes, yes. I just wanted to ask if at any point you are going to get maybe some level of understanding on these various this thing under schemas, like and what cast it is for catalog, event triggers, all those other stuffs outside tables. How we can use them
I didn't
under
get
the
that. Can you come up again?
No, can you open your Postgres and space? Okay, yeah, those options by your left hand side.
Okay, all these options, like
Domains,
name
relation,
them and
aggregate.
explain them, right?
Yes, maybe I don't know if we are going to have that kind of conversation in our future classes.
I actually don't have plan for that, but if it's part of your request, I can get you a very comprehensive uh, um, let me just say note on that. So we just walk through it briefly and I'll send you the notes for better understanding.
All right,
So
all right.
example of them is what I mentioned here, right? This view. We'll be using it next week very well. And some of all these constraints and all that we are talking about, some of them are in here. All these query you are writing here, all these references or something that you are writing here, if you look into some of all these things, you'll be seeing them in the picture. Are you getting it? You'll be seeing them in picture, like in real sense, how they are linked up together, like that. If you click on
Okay.
this, right click on them, you'll be seeing some of all these things in real sense. You can see drop cascade. You can actually drop the relationship from this table to another table directly from here. So you can delete all these the drop that I wrote there, you can do it directly from here. So that's just most of what we are writing in form of code, you can just do them directly here. So I'll try and give you a brief note on this, probably explain briefly also, then you read up on your own. So we can move on next week. All right. Thank you,
All right.
everybody. See you. Thank you for your attention. If you are not here, I will not be here. So I appreciate every one of us for our patience and time. Thank you.